Hello, everybody. Welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. I'm Kim, and this is my podcast about mainly knitting today, a little family stuff, things like that. Um, I decided to come back into our family room, otherwise known as the fireplace room, because the light just seems to be better out here. And but I can't get too close to the fireplace. That's why I'm kind of angled because I have put four more logs in the fire. So Anyways, so this probably isn't going to be real long because I'll melt. Anyways, I do my knitting and I am planning on starting some spinning before long. I'm sorry about I kind of seem faded out, and I'm sorry about that. Anyways, but I haven't started the spinning yet. I got to get my blending board out and mix some fibers together, and then I can spin. So right now I'm just kind of waiting for all that. Anyways, dude, this is where I do my knitting and my spinning and my taking care of my puppy and my kitty cat. Kitty cat's in the pet bed. Um, Reading all my stuff. I just do it right here. I'm in my home outside of Lima, Ohio, and I live here with my father-in-law Ronald, my dear handsome husband Randy, my adorable kitty cat Heather, who is sound asleep, my very sweet puppy Casper, and we all live here together in one big house. I see that you can see the picture my mother-in-law made for Randy ages ago. That's right. That's not the one I was thinking. Above the fireplace is one of a barn in like a yellow field. And we always said that was Randy's sheep farm. The sheep were all in the barn. Anyways, today is February 11th, 2026. And you can find me online on Ravelry as NapiersKnits. And then we have our podcast group, Naturally Kim's Knitting podcast group there. I'm sorry. I just noticed I have a piece of paper hanging for my fireplace. Anyways, and the Naturally Kim's Knitting podcast group is where we can post questions, concerns, craft alongs. Sorry, this is gonna be one of those days. Puppy wants to play. Anyways, then on Instagram, I'm knitting underscore Kim. That's KN, all lowercase. KNITTIN underscore KIM. And then on YouTube, Blogger, and WordPress, I'm Naturally Kim's Knitting. Anyways, so I am an affiliate. And what that means, for those of you who don't know, and what that means is I try to let you know what all's on sale at these places. And then if you would like to buy anything from them, I request that you go through ksnapier475.blogspot.com and oh, and then the links are over to the right. You will need to copy and paste them into your own web browser, and that will take you to their site still. And I get a couple pennies from anything you might buy from them. It helps me then to turn that around and do gift cards. So, anyways, the two places that I am an affiliate for are Michaels and Knit Picks. Now let's see if I can get Michaels up here because they were having lots of. There we go. They're having lots of yarn on sale. So they're having the Bernat blanket yarn for $11.19 to $14.99. Lion Brand Pound of Love yarn for $11.39 to $11.99. Then the next one is online only. Oh, sorry. The Lion brand is online only. And then another online is Premier Parfait Chunky Yarn, $6.39 to $8.99. Then, and us also online, you can get a 3-pack of Lion brand 24/7 cotton yarn, $19.99 to $22.39. It's not bad for a 3-pack. Then they have others that I'm not going to go over all of them because my goodness, there are lots and lots. So please go check them out because they have, I get most of my yarn from there. I get my needles and things from Knit Picks, and I do get my sock yarn a lot of times from Knit Picks or Etsy or wherever I can find just what I'm looking for. So now Knit Picks. Let me bring up the right page. I have my show notes over here, so that's why I keep looking over there. Knit Picks, their high desert yarn is the yarn of the month, and it's 25%. It's 20% off. Then they're having a flash sale on their Hawthorne yarn. I love their Hawthorne yarn. 25% off. Then they have 10% off of Swish and 30% off of all their cable accessories. I love making cables too. I don't really need any accessories right now, but my goodness, if it wouldn't be that I already have a lot of yarn, I would be in there getting some Hawthorne yarn and probably some Swish. I love both those yarns, especially when they're on sale. So now we have a few craft alongs going on. Yay! A craft along. I have two of them that I usually am running at the same time. There's always a finished object craft along, and then I have another special one that I try to work in there. So finished object craft along is if you finish a crafty item. I don't care what crafty item or craft it is in. It could be knitting, it could be crocheting, it could be sewing, it could be woodwork. I'm flexible. But what you need to do then is take a picture of your finished object, go over to Ravelry, find the correct thread, and which should say finished object, post it under there. If you have a pattern name, please put that too for people like me who can't seem to get enough patterns. And then you'll be entered. And then what I try to do is on the first, like this one runs through February 28th. So what I try to do is on March 1st, I will lock it. Okay, so anybody who puts anything after February 28th, I will also remove that. So just so you know. Because then next month I'll start it, or yeah, March 1st, I will then start another finished object one. So that's the finished object craft along. Now, I have a knitting, a knitting for Myla's Knit Corner. And it started December 1st, and I'm extending it to March 31st. Now, Myla and I are trying to work up something where, trying to see what else I have here. Oh, okay. Um, Myla and I are trying to work something out where we have a yarn and pattern giveaway. Okay, she's going to get in touch with me. She's a very busy lady. We started hashing this out over the weekend, and so yeah, most people were watching the Olympics or Super Bowl. Nah, no, I've been watching the Olympics, just not constantly. Anyway, so what else does that say? Oh, okay. If you are interested in a pattern and yarn giveaway by Myla, why don't you go to the show notes and under this week's video, go ahead and just say yes or no, or just say yes if you're interested. Okay, because I really would like to help her out. And plus, she's got a new pattern out. I did put something in the Ravelry thread on the weekend, but I don't know if anybody saw it because she was having a sale for just a couple days. So it's a very pretty cow. Trying to think. I don't think I bought it. Yes. I had to think if I bought it or not because it's going to be high on my next to-do list. I think somebody's happy today. He's been trotting in here. So if any of you have any craft along ideas, just place them underneath the show notes too, because I like I said, I've got a file full, but I'd love to hear if you have something you want to work on really soon. Sorry, and I didn't bring my drink out, so. Okay, now to the nitty stuff. I have been working on Elsie's afghan, and it has been coming along grand. Let me see. I do not want to knock the stitches off, but I know I put a progress marker on it last week, and I know I've worked a lot on this since then. Oh, there it is. It's on the inside. So let me see if I can find it from this side. But I know just where it's at. So where I was last week is right between those two pumpkin colors, okay? And so since then, from here, I've been able to get this much more done. It's all gold, except there's a little bit of forest, a little bit of pumpkin, a little bit of forest, and then I think I have pumpkin again after 9 rows. So, but I'm on the last 30 days. And I do like it the way it's worked up with the gold and everything, because there for the longest time, it was a lot of blues. So I'm very happy. Then for my super secret sock, I am on, oh, there it is. I am on the cuff. I think I've got 13 rows done. 13 rows done. Puppy wants to know why I'm singing. Careful, baby. Yep, I got 13 rows. I got 7 more to do. So otherwise, this one will be done, and then I'll be ready to work on the leg for the other one. And I'm hoping since I've done it once, it'll go fast. What are you looking for, pups? Did you drop something? His hair is in front of his eyes. We keep saying we need to get him trimmed because his collar is getting tight. It's hard to get his coat fastened on. Did you throw something underneath there? That probably wasn't a good idea, was it? Then I've got my sock yarn. My sock yarn. No. My soup kitchen sock yarns. For those of you who don't know, I try to make as many pairs of socks as I can for the soup kitchen every year for the homeless down there. And lately, I've been going back to, I have so many odds and ends. So I've just been making, balls and winding it up in there. And this is where I was last week. And I've just finished the yellow last night or night before on this one. So I've gotten that much done in a week. And then this one, the same amount. Because I just finished the yellow one, this one too. So yeah. And that's what I'm working on right now. I think one of the next things I've got that I'm going to work on is a dog sweater. It will stretch with him a little bit better. No, these aren't for you. Casper, you don't play with my yarn. He knows his name very well. He also knows he's not supposed to play with my yarn. Casper Snuggles. You be good boy. So I mentioned, I have no finished optics, by the way. I know I mentioned earlier that I've been watching the Olympics, and this last weekend was the Olympics. I don't trust you. And the Super Bowl. Now, we didn't watch the Super Bowl. Neither one of us are big into American football. I like Wrexham, European football. I do. And he's a goofball. Anyways, yes, so I'm seeing something out there. I don't know what it is. Anyway, so I do like Wrexham European football. But I've been watching the Olympics. I don't like being in the snow myself, And I used to be able to ice skate pretty well. My mom and dad got me a pair of ice skates ages ago. And this was in the year where we live in a very small town. So they took this little piece of land, which was by the water tower and catty corner from the, at that time, the high school. And they made a tennis court, and then in the winter they filled it with water, and it became an ice skating rink. So I would go out there with my ice skates, and oh, I loved it. It made me feel so free. Now I wouldn't trust myself these days, but back then it was great. Yeah. So I do love watching ice skating. I love watching skiing. The snowboarding is so amazing. I love it all. I'm not the biggest fan of hockey, but I used to watch it because Myla used to like watching hockey. So we would sit there and watch it together. But yeah, so that's what I've been watching, and that it's very easy to work on the Afghan while I'm watching it because I can, you know, I don't have to look at my knitting basically. I just knit along as I'm watching, and oh, you know. So yeah, so I've been loving that. Can't think of anything exciting we've done. Randy and I are looking into something for my thin hair because, like right now, I have a ton of mousse in it, but you could still see my scalp, and that drives me crazy. So we found a place in town that actually does sell wigs and things, and we were gonna go there last weekend, but it was too cold. I wasn't gonna leave the house if I could help it because that just asks all the cold to go into my hands. But well, yesterday was really warm. It was in the 40s Fahrenheit yesterday, and then so my yarn that I had out there snow dyeing, I was able to bring it in, but it's wet, so I didn't want to bring it over and show it to you guys yet. So yeah, we had quite a bit of snow, and now we could see the grass, and the puppy can actually have grass to go to the bathroom in and everything, which is good. Yeah, did I talk about the outside in the grass? He stopped playing all at once and looked out the window. So yeah, that's really we've not been doing a whole lot, and I am starting to get warm. So I think I'm going to get ready to end this one this time, guys. I hope you guys all have a wonderful crafty time this week, and I hope you don't make many mistakes. But if you do, I hope they're little ones and they're easy to fix. I love you all. Big, big hugs. Take care. God bless. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.